Good evening. My name's Jill Kiley. I'm a Marco Island resident. On January 1st of 2024, a group of 231 service members and veterans ignited a new spark of liberty through a declaration of military accountability. This is military men and women standing up for their constitutional rights. I quote, "In the course of human events, it sometimes becomes necessary to admonish the lawless, encourage the faint-hearted, and strengthen the weak. We have reached just such a time in our history. The affairs of our nation are now steeped in avaricious corruption, and our once stalwart institutions, including the Department of Defense, are failing to fulfill the moral obligations upon which they were founded. During the past 3 years, globalist politicians, media, and the public agencies colluded to carry out a rehearsed plan. Their battle cry was "Build Back Better." This echoed throughout the globe. The very agencies that we relied upon and were supposed to trust terrorized a nation. They launched human experimentation, unlawful data collection, and rolled out 5G. They suspended the rule of law. They erased history and defunded the police. We injured and killed our first responders, military, and flight crews, and then assisted in an invasion of our borders. All the while, they printed more money and supported a foreign war. Our government used fear tactics and admonishment by unelected agencies to impose unconstitutional mandates on the population. Churches were closed, businesses shuttered, due process was ignored. Freedom to assemble was prohibited. The First Amendment rights were squashed. We must stand up and fight to protect our Bill of Rights. It's our duty to oppose unlawful acts or tyranny. That is why we're here, and I thank you, Mr. Foley, for bringing this proposed ordinance forward. The doctrine of lesser magistrates is the theory of resistance to authority utilized by our forefathers to guide and construct the Constitution. It teaches us how to rein in lawless acts by government and restore justice in our nation. This doctrine emboldens public civil officers to oppose and resist any laws or edicts from a higher authority that contravene the law or word of God. Lesser magistrates, that's all of you, are to protect the person, liberty, and property of those who reside within a jurisdiction from any unjust or immoral laws or actions by the higher authority. And they are not to implement any laws or decrees made by the higher authority that violate the Constitution. Lesser magistrates cannot hide behind the excuse, "I'm just doing my job," or "I'm just following the law of the land," as an attempt to escape their duty. We, the people, no longer consent to be governed by those that use their positions to enrich themselves and who use un-American agendas at the expense of the governed. It is our birthright, therefore, to demand and enact the changes we require at our local government to protect ourselves from tyrannical higher authorities. Counselors, this is our call to action. We need to clean our own house first, and the Sanctuary City Bill of Rights is where we start. Resolute, unwavering, and brave. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Scott Kiley, followed by Dr.